Hello, Soldier Boy here, and welcome to Nomanssky. The purpose of these videos, which will be coming out weekly, will be a planet by planet observation of things I find with story, lore, and everything else mixed in. It's going to be my adventure through the galaxy, or as many galaxies as I can get to, all played in normal mode, starting from scratch, and learning the game all over again. Hopefully it's a chance to see things some people may not have seen, or just to see what mistakes I make, really. Hopefully that interests you. And we'll start with the story. So the first system we start in is Olunitog. My pronunciation is not going to be fantastic for some of these names. It's 3 planets, 2 moons. Gek is the dominant life form. Minerals and promising the economy with a lawless conflict level. That's not good for someone starting out, admittedly. We've got to try and do what we can to avoid the lawlessness. And then the actual planet we start on is Avokam Hijo. It's a scalding planet. Selenium, copper, phosphorus, magnetized ferrite, and high sentinel activity. Once again, we are going to have to avoid sentinels as much as possible, I believe. And a scalding planet, nothing like being very, very hot and scorching straight away. And so it begins on this scalding planet. "51 degrees. That's not a good temperature to start off with. So as we start off, we have to fix a multi-tool and a scanner just to actually get going. So we'll start off by mining the ferrite dust, which is what we need to start to fix the scanner. There we go, ferrite dust needs 75, 62 already. Nice and easy to fix. And then once the scanner is fixed, we should be able to tell what other resources are available from different minerals and plants. Got to be aware our heat protection is dropping rapidly, so we need to find some sodium. Luckily there's some just up there. Sodium's normally in a plant form, so fairly easy to find. There you go. And we can quickly recharge before we start losing some health. That should keep us going a little bit longer. Right, now we have to get to the distress signal, which should hopefully have our ship. So it's a weird planet so far. Plant life is bulbous, if that's the right word. Crystals that I can't access just yet. Got to be aware of my protection falling as well. Just really scanning around. Not worried too much about picking stuff up, apart from dihydrogen crystals, because we will need those as we go around. I don't know how scarce they are on this planet, so as I come across them I'll just grab some. I haven't come across sentinels yet, considering they were quite high. I've not come across any. I'm just mining some ferrite dust, just so I've got some on us. Never know when you're going to need these resources. We're not too far away, like that. There's more sodium as well, which will help with our protection. Carbon. The plant produces carbon as well. Handy. Some more sodium. And there's their first animal. We'll have a deeper look into animals later. Weird looking things though. 2 different types of species so far, by the looks of it. I can't scan them because I haven't currently got the actual scanner needed. I can't scan any plants or anything either. There's another one following me there. Little wings on the back. So at this point you've just got to get to the signal into your ship, and then that way we can start repairs. Alright, here we are. Sentinels are deliberately tampered with it. Traveller anonymous detected. Investigate the crashed ships. There we go. This is our starting ship. It's not looking in a good shape at this point. Ship recognises me. That's something. I'm not dead yet, and this ship is a lifeline out of here. If it worked. Pilot should perform maintenance. Kind of an obvious thing to be doing at this point. No one else is going to fix it for me. Although it will guide me through it. So the pulse engine is damaged. So I need to collect ferrite dust to create a metal plating to repair the pulse engine. So ferrite dust is easy to come by. Nice and easy start. Metal plating. And then we can fix the pulse engine. Or can we? No, we need hermetic seal. Ah, okay. Although I can actually install technology. I need some carbon nanotubes, and then I can put the analyst visor, if I can say the word, on my multi-tool, and that way I can actually scan animals and plants for nanites. There we go, all done. Let's pop back to the ship, and it should give us the place to go to get the hermetic seal. Request assistance. So we're back to the beacon to get a location. Just got to wait for our temperature protection to reach max. I don't want to get caught. Back to the distress beacon. Planetary chart. Right, where are we heading? Let's find out. Plot the route. Quick scan of what's around us just to get some units in. Nothing really that interesting at this point. And then we're heading straight across, so a few more plants. Give us some units. They are weird looking trees. It's like a, I want to say a wing shape, but probably not. More like a butterfly wing shape. Right, and then that's most stuff scanned at this point, and we can head towards the coordinates that we've been given. Collecting a few resources on the way. That's a little bit of a drop. We have got a jetpack, so as long as we time it correctly, we should land okay. And we've just got to get up the other side. There we go. And the animals are back. Uh-oh. There's a storm coming in. Do we turn around? No, we're just going to head for it. And hopefully get there without our protection failing. I don't know how bad the storm will actually be. There's no sodium coming up either, which doesn't help. A little bit of a light jog just to hopefully make it. Although running does actually make your protection go down quicker. Crash machine. Or damage technology, whichever way you want to call it. We'll keep the goop at this point. I will say at this point I didn't realise the goop is no good too. There's no point keeping it. I didn't know if it would be useful down the line, and the storm has now hit. Half protection left. We've still got a little way to go. This will be a little bit tight, I think. 50% protection, there we go. 93 degrees. Yeah, that's got to be burning. That is really bad storm. We get some oxygen. Oh, that's not going to help us. We needed sodium, really. Ah, there is sodium to our right, but I've missed it. I just carried on. I just thought, I'm running. Over the hill. Got to get over the hill. 25% protection left. This was nerve-wracking. Mainly because I didn't want to die when I first started. I didn't want to fail immediately. It's very low. There we go, damage. Damage has now been taken. Just make out something about where we're going. Trying to run, but I keep running out of stamina. Torches automatically come on. There we go. We've got to get into the building before we lose too much more health. Always had to be a storm just as you try and find the first part for your ship. Temperature dropped a little bit, 92.6. Got a little bit better. Alright, and in we go. We just made it. We lost a bit of health, but I'll recover. And here we are, accessing the archive. Storm's clearing. That's something at least. That will help us. Recover supplies. And we got the hermetic seal. Mission complete. So now we just have to get back to the ship. And I hope another storm doesn't appear. That would be the best thing for us at this point. Whilst on my way back to my ship, I came across a little outpost. Ship's just over there. I kind of went, I don't even know what direction I would have gone, east rather than straight to the ship. So it looks like a bit of an observatory. One of the ones. So head to the buildings first. So we actually found a second hermetic seal. Didn't realise that would happen. So I've now got two. I'm sure I'll need a second one, so it's not a bad thing at this point. Just head into the other outbuilding. If there's anything useful. Doesn't look like there is. As you'll see, I'm still keeping the worthless stuff that comes around. A few nanites there, that will help later on. Right, just got to find the entrance to the observatory. I knew I could say it. There we go. Right. Just got to activate the observatory and see what it will actually show us. Beacon has been received and transmission sequence. Right, 1212, 2121, 1212. So it should be 2121. There we go. Ah, that was correct. So it's going to give us a ruin location. That'll come in handy later. So back to the ship. And we're going to fix the pulse engines. That's the first thing to fix. That's the hermetic seal we just went and got. Now we need to fix the launch thrusters. So we need pure ferrite. We've already got the jelly. So that's something. So for pure ferrite you need to actually refine it from ferrite dust. So we've got some fuel in first, we've got some carbon. And we've got some condensed carbon. I didn't quite have enough. There we go. Just wondering what else I can do while I'm here, but we'll just put the ferrite dust in for now. And that will give us the pure ferrite. We do only need 50. 6 seconds. Off we go, nice and quick. And that's our pure ferrite. So we'll fix the launch thrusters. And then we are good to go. All sorted. Right, we've done a bit of running around and we're on a maiden flight in our ship. Now, I did other things in between doing what's the base building missions, which are coming next. I discovered loads of different things, but we'll go straight, finish the story off part first, so we'll go straight to the base building. So, I didn't really pick a location for any particular reason. I got to the point of where the base building missions came up, so we're just going to start those. So, base computer goes down. Playing the base. Yeah, not a particularly interesting place to put a base, but it was kind of the first place I landed. It's better than nothing. It's got a few deposits around. That would probably be helpful. So we get the log. Storm sweeping across, construction supplies low. Sounds like the planet we're on, to be fair. There we go, so now we can build wooden walls. We just need carbon. A few parts added to catalogue. So I found a bit of semi-flat land to place the base on. I will say straight away, the base isn't brilliant. It's going to be a wooden shack, as you will soon see, but it's just something at this point. We'll put the door on the bit that's angled into the ground for some random reason. That's me not being particularly brilliant at base building at this point. The jumping you'll see a few times. I'm still getting used to it. I keep wanting to press the wrong button to place parts. It's R2, but instead of pressing it, I seem to want to jump. Hope for change. Right, we're going to get this done quickly. There is another storm coming in, and we know how bad those can be. So let's put the roof on. There's a little roof, and we have our wooden shack. It will do. It's not perfect, but it will do. Storm is it, so we're going to pop inside just to restore our protection. So the aim on every planet is to have a base of some sort. To start with, there'll probably be small little shacks like this. And to each one to have a save point, a refiner, teleporter, probably solar panels to keep the teleporter running. That's my plan, and that's for every planet, so I can always go back. That's kind of my thinking. We'll have to see how that goes on each one, and hopefully I can improve the bases as I go and make them a little bit better. So construction research unit needed to be built next. This part might be a bit boring for people that have done it. It could be nostalgic, depends which way you want to look at it. But I just thought it'd be good to just see the basic start missions for building as well. So we've done what we needed to do. Head back to the base computer. Unusual broadcast detected. Tells you to go to the space station. So now we're going to move on to interesting things I found on the planet. So this was the first thing. This was a holographic comms tower, which I believe comes later on in the missions anyway. But at this point, I'd forgot all about that. And it's quite cool to see them. So I climbed all the way to the top. 2 reasons. 1, to see if it worked, and 2, for the view really. I think I found 2 or 3 of these in total. More stairs. Quite high up now. Activated. No incoming calls. We can access the logs. I don't understand a word it's saying. And that's it. So there wasn't much more I could do with that. Now next up we found a few of these around, which are the guarded facilities. I decided straight away I was not strong enough to even think about going into these, or trying to at this point. And then something else I found, I've got to pronounce this correctly, albumin pearls. These were my massive money maker on the planet. Whenever I was short, I'm always short money, but whenever I needed some, I went hunting for these, and these seem to be quite abundant in the openings of caves, and sometimes further in. But they served a massive purpose for me inside the humming sacks. The other thing I found was an organic rock. I weren't quite sure what was going to be in these. And I only saw 1 set of these, and this was near one of the facilities that was guarded. And it's chlorine. First time I'd seen it, and I hadn't seen it anywhere else on the planet. And I did some mileage on this planet, I will admit. I will explain why in a little bit, but yeah. So I collected what I found of these. I did sell all of it in the end. I did consider keeping some in case I needed it later on, didn't come across it again. But I struggle with storage quite a bit, so I just thought it'd be easier just to take it and sell it, and the units are more important at this point. And then something that I wanted to harvest and obviously couldn't because I don't have gauntlets yet was the solar vines. So that's something that I'm hoping to be able to upgrade later on and be able to harvest. So we're going to move on to different ruins. The first one I come across was the Memories of Ovump. I'm definitely going to get pronunciations of these ones wrong. And this is all like the Gek lore, so they're the first spawn. Look upon our works in despair. Seek knowledge of the past. Revealed historical data. And then we're going to find ashes of the Dimpruah. As I touch the obelisk, images of the planet's ancient past flood my mind. All we hear, our words know of our might. Those who oppose us are broken to our will. Galaxies lie at our feet. We are eternal. So I thought I'd seek knowledge this point in time, and my it increased. And then I came across this, which was Olunitog's Restless Sleep. They were different to the others. Through time and space, the firstborn endures eternally, ever watchful. Each foe will be crushed, only the Gek will remain. My knowledge of the Gek increased again. Then I came across Rockhaze Moy's Destination. Viking and Korvax cower and despair at her name. Seems like everyone else is afraid of the Gek, is what it's trying to tell me, I think. And then the other one I found was Rajang Sidat's Restless Sleep. This one was a bigger one. Because the first one I did knowledge of the past, didn't really seem to do anything. Just my knowledge of the past kind of expanded. I kind of did help with language a lot. I kind of think I shouldn't have done. I think I should have try to vary it up a little bit, but that's something that I will do as I go along. It's a cool looking structure though. So you can see some of the words that I've found. A small winged creature lands on the very top of the monolith. Suddenly, its eyes glow red and its head revolves in a full circle. 4 animals clearly broken its neck. So do we shoot the creature or leave the creature alone? I was being nice. I went for leave the creature alone. Drops down dead. Vision subsides. So I obviously got it wrong. I thought I was being nice. It didn't quite work. So we're going to have a look at multi-tools next that I came across. So the first one I came across was a silent Ergonrog charger. It's a B class. It's 2,615,000 units, something along those lines. I couldn't afford it. No matter how much I wanted to, I could not afford it. So we had to pass that one up. Then we came across the same weapon again, or the same name anyway, but this time it was a B class, C class, sorry. Silent Ergonrog charger. Bit more affordable at 2 million, but again, we couldn't afford it. So the third weapon we came across was a light harmonizer Mark IV class, C class, and this was 755,000. So we could afford this, or I could exchange mine and get this. So this will be an upgrade on what I've got. So that's what I did. So we upgraded ours and took the light harmonizer. And then we came across the same weapon again, another light harmonizer, but with one less slot. 635,000 units. And I didn't see the point in swapping. Because the stats were lower and it was one less slot. There was no point. If I could afford it outright and have it as a second, different story, but I couldn't at this point. And then the last weapon we came across, and I'm going to get this pronunciation of this completely wrong, Avokam translator, 1.1 million, S class. Again, I couldn't afford it, so there wasn't much point in doing it. Something else I found, and I've heard about these, was the whispering eggs. Now I was nowhere near strong enough to do anything with them, so I didn't. It's something I'll look at hopefully later on as I get stronger and more confident with fighting. But at this point we're going to leave them well alone. We did go inside the actual abandoned building though, and the deserted terminal. So we did do 2 of these in total, and both of these gave us nanites. I do enjoy the actual words and the lore that's involved in some of these and the way it actually describes things. I do find that quite interesting. And then we came across a grave, which was at Olunitog's boundary. First one on the first planet, so that's quite handy. And this will give us a glyph, which is the first of 16. Then we came across some curious deposits. 2 different times we came across these. I wasn't entirely sure what to do with them to start with. Didn't really give me that much information on them. So I thought, let's just try mining them, and they moved, which was a little bit annoying when you're trying to focus on mining them. But they had some unusual resources in them. So tetracobalt in that one. I wasn't 100% sure what tetracobalt was, so I had to have a quick look at it just to be sure. Pulpy root, something else I found elsewhere. But there we go, tetracobalt. Okay, interesting. Let's see what else we get from these. More tetracobalt. Carbon crystal. Raw metal. So it was a peculiar set of minerals and different things we got from them. Another carbon crystal. And that was all of them. And then we come across another set. So since the resources we got last time were different, I thought we better do these ones as well. And it kept rolling towards me, didn't help. Carbon crystal. Come on, stay still. Coming back towards me, he's trying to run me over. Chloride lattice. Managed to get that one to get trapped. Made it a little bit easier. Tetracobalt. Don't roll. Stay where you are. And we also found a drop pod. Unbeknownst to me at this point, with the drop pod, I wasn't able to do anything. Because unfortunately I couldn't make the antimatter needed. See, when I last played, you got to one of these and you got a free upgrade. But yeah, I found I couldn't do that because you have to actually fix them first. And yeah, I can't make antimatter at this point. So just trying to look at what we needed, but because of the antimatter we had to give it a miss. So now on to the animals. So the first ground creature we come about was a rare ground creature. It was Busharoo Hebe. Radical gender, 120.6 kilograms, 2.6 meters. Fermented fruit was its bait, and at home in the scorched landscapes of planet Avokam Hijo, flighty, busy creatures, always on the move, always foraging for the next meal, drawn to sugar, strange. They consume the small fruits that fall from local flora. Additional observations, bonds with Viking. So a little bit weird, but okay. They did tend to run away quite a bit, I must admit. Bonds with Viking though, although it's a Gek area. Okay. I do like the additional information they put in. I do think they've gone to some effort with these, considering how the game first started and what they used to put. So the next was a sweepy yasudiam. This is asymmetric gender, 44.2 kilograms, 1.2 meters in height. Use scented herbs for bait, although I'm not at the bait stage yet. Despite the fierce heat, it survives happily on planet Avokam Hijo. Highly intelligent, their brains are swollen large out of all proportion to the body. They snuffle for food with their noses dug into the dirt, flicking earth into their mouths with long spiked tongues. Nutrient sources presumed to be soil-bound microorganism. organisms, and the observations, caustic skin. So basically, you can't touch them. They're highly intelligent, but the brain is bigger than everything else in its body. And it's got a spiked tongue. Bit weird. We also came across the next animal. See if you can think what it may look like. There we go. A Kawi muse. Radical gender 38.5 kilograms, 0.9 meters. Scented herbs is bait. Discovered on the sun-battered surface of planet Avokam Hijo. Their lives seem spent in constant anxiety. They're tense and fearful, even on a genetic level. Though they have mouths, it seems the primary nutrient intake via their skin in the form of atmospheric mineral absorption. It's got one extendable finger. If you look at its hands, how many fingers does it have? I make up 4, but it says it's only got 1. But there we go. Weird looking creatures, very skittish, and it actually takes in its mineral absorption through its skin. Not the nicest. And then we have another ground creature, a Nomanssky, alpha gender, 81.3 kilograms in weight, 1.4 meters in height. Bait is enzyme fluid, specifically adapted to the unimaginable heat. It was first encountered on planet Avokam Hijo. Possessed of a tremendous natural strength, they fear no other creature that walks upon this world. They feast upon solar vine and will travel vast distance to find it, and they have rigid bones. Yeah. I don't think they're as brave as it says, because they kept running away. The other thing you'll notice is the 5th creature that I haven't discovered. I have searched for hours and hours and cannot get it to appear. It's a rare ground creature, so hopefully at one point I'll be able to come back, especially if I do want to plan all the bases. I can keep travelling back and I will eventually find it. It may be a case of upgrading my scanner distance, I don't know, something. But I want that last animal. So we're going to have a quick look at plants that I found interesting. So this is one of the first ones we saw, the Brim Cayley, centuries old, conventional root structure, it's carnivorous, and there's airborne seeds. It looked, at first glance, without seeing the base on the ground, it looked like a wing of a butterfly, to be fair. I just found it quite interesting. The next one will be one of the ones that attacks me. Gives out oxygen, but a full Guhat speaker. It's youthful, polygonal root structure, infrared radiation, and it's cloned. Yeah, these would attack even at a distance, something I had to avoid. But I managed to get some oxygen from them if I destroyed them, which was always nice. So, that's the video. That's the beginning. So a bit of story, a bit of other interesting things I found. Hope you've enjoyed it. And next time we'll be looking at our first trip to the space station and changing our character. Hopefully it's been an interesting journey, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.